everyone, welcome to my channel. This week's topic is on haters. Anytime you have any kind of positive impact in your life, and like such as weight loss, a job promotion, a marriage, a new house, new car, you name it, people are always gonna hate. And especially like with me, who's just started out being a new vlogger, I have to learn to, not take all these comments and horrible things that people say. It's not a lot of people, but it's still, enough that, you just like, oh my God, it's, for instance, I had it's mostly females, but, sometimes there's guys too, but not a lot, but it's like, she's like, oh, you need a facelift. And I'm like, well, that's nice. But I used to work in plastic surgery. I've worked in cosmetic dermatology. And it's like, I just had a halo tribal laser done. And, and it's like, it's like you see the good and your bad. So, but it's like, who is she? You must really hate somebody or hate yourself to make a comment like that, it's like, or it's like, why would you let yourself be a whale? And it's like, well, you don't understand the circumstances. And then I come to think, and I'm like, why am I worried about this? And you have to think that it's their problem, it's not your problem. And they hate themselves that bad that they have to project their unhappiness, their insecurities, their whatever in their life to be this hateful towards you. And one thing, I saw TED Talk one time, and it was actually pretty good. And that always kind of helps me when especially being in the public eye, it's somebody who is, this is me, totally just, you never knew what kind of a person I was before I put all this weight on, and now I'm losing it, because I was always like this hyper, happy person. And then, when I was, put the weight on, and I was, caregiving for my father, I was more reserved, and I wasn't this person, that I am now. It's like I'm totally coming out of my shell again. So, but one thing is with the TED Talk, it kind of put a good sense of when people make nasty comments to you. It was, number one is this person relevant to you? I'm like, is this person, like, do they pay your bills? Are they your family member? Then they're insignificant. So who cares? And then two, I'm like, 1 year from now, are you going to give them free rent space in your brain? And, and, is it worth it? And it's like, do these people deserve your space in your brain? And it's like, okay, yeah. 1 year from now, they're just going to be another blip in your reality, or be blip or whatever. And so, that kind of is like, are these people even worth to have your brain space in your head? And it's like, okay, that really makes it, gives you a different kind of perspective, and I think a lot of times is that people feel threatened because you are like metamorphosing into a different person. Yeah, you got a new job, or you lost all this significant weight. I still have like 60 pounds to lose. I'm at 193. So I still, I think I have 45 to get to, like, I don't even know. Don't ask the math, but, and I still have, these goals that I want to, get down to. And people are starting to notice that I've lost this weight, and it's like, I'm still the same person. It's just, maybe I'm trying to, maybe my projection of happiness is projecting onto other people, or I'm coming out of my shell, and they're like, whoa, who was this person, and it's like, they didn't know me before. And, I've always, been around people that, that work out and train and stuff like that. So I try to stick together with people that are in my realm. Do they work out? Do they, do they eat healthy and stuff? I have friends that, just can't go to the gym and stuff like that, but that's irrelevant. But, you try to hang around people that are positive, because when you start hanging around people that are negative, they're going to try to pull you down. And one thing is, you just can't let people bother you. And as much as there's going to be haters, especially if you're going to be like a vlogger, or like what do you call those, influencers, people that are, doing stuff online and doing, blogging and stuff like that. Yeah, you're going to have haters. You're always going to have people that are going to be nasty because they, if they had to actually go and say something to your face right in front of you, you boom, you could probably sock them or something, and but you can, there's so many with this, it's this world today, I get it. People are so pretentious and they're fake, and and they hide behind their computer and they can say all these negative things towards you, but you got to really, in perspective, just think, this person is so unhappy with their life. And it's like, okay, well, if you're that unhappy with your life, maybe you need to do some changes yourself. And so don't let it bother you and let these haters just be haters. And and I've got probably a whole stadium full of haters. Yay, haters. So I just, I think that this is important kind of a, thing when you start getting negative comments from people, when you start losing weight from bariatric surgery or shots or whatever, how or if you're in a relationship and people, you're happy that you're getting engaged and you're talking about it. And, and you got one thing, with me being as old as I am, I'm 56. And one thing as I learned is that you can't please everybody, and that, there's going to be haters no matter where you go, and you can't let that bother you. You can't let that even phase you. Those people aren't even, and one thing when I was in training, it's like I've never met a hater that's doing better than me. And, and it's like, it's not like I brag and talk about, how much weight I've lost. I mean, I try to, if somebody asks me, they'll be like, wow, you look different. And I'm like, yeah, I've lost so much weight. And it's like, I still have a long time to go. But, you just got to take it in that perspective. And it's hard because, yeah, some of these comments do hurt, and it's all relative, because if they're going to be hating towards you, they're probably hating towards themselves, or they're projecting their hate everywhere, so don't let it bother you. Hang in there, and you guys have a great weekend. And I think there's a holiday coming up pretty soon, so I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you at my 4-month follow-up for the weight talk. Bye.